Hello, I'm Gabby Bloom, and you're watching Tell Me Everything. I alluded in some of my earlier videos that I have been wanting to go back to podcast style videos that I've done here and there. Normally I chat about books and just do kind of more long form. But I've been really playing with this idea of podcast format / podcast. I mean, obviously right now it's just me sitting in my bed, but maybe someday it'll be a full-fledged podcast. But Tell Me Everything is just for all of my multi-passionate peeps who are maybe a little neurospicy, maybe super undiagnosed, who just are into a bunch of different things, don't like the idea of being put in a box or having to niche down, and just want to know a little bit about everything that's going on, but also very much like a chatty type of thing where it kind of just feels like you're chatting with a friend and you're literally like, okay, well, tell me everything about the situation. Let's get into it. Let's, dig deep. So yeah, I kind of just wanted it to be something you can put on in the background and, clean your room to or whatever. This is a TV remote. I've already deceived you. I don't have a tiny mic at the moment because mine is no longer compatible with my phone. So we'll get on that. We'll get to fixing that. Technically, I could probably use the voice memo feature on my phone, but I don't know that even exists anymore. I definitely don't have it on my phone. Oh, I do. Okay, let's switch to this, see how this works. Anyway, if you're new here, hi, I'm Gabby Bloom. I do YouTube videos, but I am also a grad student who works a 9 to 5. My job is in marketing, technically. A little background on me, I guess, and just further proof of the fact that I am very much a multi-passionate, hates to be put in a box kind of person. My undergrad degree is in environmental studies. My current job is in marketing and fundraising. I originally went to college to study journalism with environmental science as my minor, and halfway through I swapped it over. I'm currently in a graduate program. I am studying, I think this is the first time I've ever said on the channel what I'm studying, but I am studying disaster / emergency management. So that entails all things natural and man-made disasters, how we handle them, how we communicate them, how we manage and plan for them. My undergrad degree, like I said, was in environmental studies, but I had a concentration in communication and planning, specifically urban and regional planning. So how cities are planned and designed, and the laws and zoning codes and all those things that go into that. In my personal life, I love the Lord. I spend a lot of time at church, whether it's in small group or, on Sundays. I serve when I can, where I can. I love to read. You'll see that if you watch any of the other videos on my channel. Right now, I am actually between books. I just finished Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. I've read Binding 13, Keeping 13. And I believe I'm going to start Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I have it checked out from the library, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that because it's already been renewed twice because I keep thinking I'm going to read it and then I haven't. So that's where I'm at with reading right now. I also love to be outside and be in nature. I'm training for a 5K. I'm running the Dolphins Cancer Challenge 5K in February. I will leave my fundraising link in the description if you're interested in donating. I am running in memoriam of my best friend's dad, Tim, who died of cancer a couple years back. And all of the funds that get raised go to cancer research because the Dolphins work in collaboration with one of the leading hospitals / cancer centers in Miami to raise money, and all the money goes directly to research and to making the conditions for people who are living with cancer, making their conditions a little bit better. So that's kind of the lowdown about my interests. Oh, I'm also very crafty. I love to scrapbook. I am learning kind of to crochet. I don't know what else I'm crafting lately. Honestly, not much. yeah, scrapbooking is kind of the biggest thing for me right now. I used to like hem my own clothes, and like alter my own clothes, which was fun. I'm 24 years old. I live in Miami. I am single, so, going through that. Like I said, full-time grad student, have a full-time job. I work a 9 to 5. It's mostly work from home, thank God. But I do go into the office every once in a while. I make YouTube videos for fun. Like I said, most of them are about reading, but I'm trying to branch out and I've been feeling really icked out by the idea of like having to niche down and just, I don't know, make videos about only one thing when I love to cook and I love to read and I love to chat and, have these kind of interesting discussions, whether it be about like scientific topics or literature or, I mean, we're never going to talk about politics here. It's just not my wheelhouse, but, maybe we talk about fashion or I don't know, and that's kind of why it's called Tell Me Everything, because I really just like to know a lot about everything, and I love people who like things and who are passionate about them and loves to talk about them. So I hope in the future to make some videos with friends and where they can talk about all the things that they love and that they're passionate about, and we can chat about those kind of things. So if you know me in real life, wink, coming for you. But yeah, so I hope that, this reaches the right audience of people, and if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, welcome to the channel. And I hope you like it. I hope you like it here. But today I wanted to chat a little bit about the new year. It is currently January 9th at the time of filming this. So the new year has just passed. I actually went to New York with my cousin. We spent New Year's Eve in New York City, which was so much fun. We stayed in Hell's Kitchen, great neighborhood. I guess that's what you call it, great neighborhood. Delicious food. We ate at Westway Diner. We had a reservation at Becco. We went to this really random place called Crazy Pizza. And that was, I have no idea where that even was, but it was crazy. They like spin pizzas in the middle of dinner and you're sitting there and there's like a DJ behind you and like a disco ball that's shaped like a pizza. Like it's actually insane. Where else did we go? I think we went to a place called Medium Rare, I think it's called, where they literally just serve steak and fries. And so that was fun too. We went ice skating in Rockefeller Center. That was amazing and super magical, even though I was actually terrified. I don't ice skate. I don't rollerblade. I grew up playing soccer. And so my coaches were like, yeah, never do that or you'll break your ankles and then you can't play. So I was actually terrified to do that. I fell on my butt immediately. But once I gripped the wall really, really tightly, it was fine and it was cool. And I, was able to get out of my own body for a second and realize that this is something that people dream of doing their whole lives, and here I am doing it in real life. Same thing with going to New York City, Times Square for New Year's Eve. People literally have it on their bucket list for their entire lives, and I'm so fortunate to be able to go, especially and have such an amazing experience with my cousin. And so, yeah, I started the new year off amazingly. I'm so lucky and grateful and honestly just like proud of myself. Like I worked really hard to have the money to be able to do those kind of things. And so, yeah, I'm really glad that I was able to have that experience. But obviously moving into the new year, there's a lot of pressure that comes with the new year, I feel like, for a lot of people, because while resolutions are not inherently bad, I think sometimes it's easy to center on all of the things you didn't do last year and like all the things you haven't done in your life, which while in some aspects can be really productive, because I think goal making is really important, and it's important to have motivations and things that you're working towards. I think a lot of times it puts us in like a scarcity mindset almost, because you are literally only focusing on all the things you didn't do. So I have been thinking lately about like how important it is to start the new year like reevaluating your year and just recognizing all of the wonderful things that you have gotten to experience, all of the wonderful opportunities you've had, all of the things that you've grown through. So like, turning lemons into lemonade and just noticing all of your emotional growth and your growth in your relationships with people and, all of the growth that you've had in your job, in your education, like whatever it is, like, and just really celebrating that, because I think it's so easy to, and I do this myself, like know what's expected of you and then not celebrate that accomplishment because it's like, yeah, it was expected. Like, why would I celebrate something like that? It was like the bare minimum. But you still did that. Like, waking up every single day and like getting everything done that needs to get done is an accomplishment in itself. And to have the long-term motivation and discipline to continue to wake up and do that every single day is like such an amazing quality. And honestly, not a lot of people have it. Not a lot of people have drive. Not a lot of people have consistency. Not a lot of people have internal motivators to, get them going through the day, but also just like the moral compass to know that like you made a commitment and so you're going to see it through. And so if that's you, because that was definitely me, I celebrate you, I see you, and I think it's really important that everybody takes time in the new year to just reflect back on all of the good that came out of the year and all of the things that you did, all of the things that you got through, even if you were, scraping by, dragging yourself along to get through the year. You're alive and well, you've lived another day, and you have something to show for it. It's such a blessing to be alive. You know what I mean? Why not celebrate that at minimum? So yeah, I've just been thinking a lot about New Year's resolutions and things of that nature. I also think with the new year, I've been really contemplating like how I want to go about the new year and structuring my goals in a way that's not so, like, for lack of a better word, aggressive. Like, I feel like it's so easy to be like, well, this has to get done and I'm going to do this and whatever. Like, I just think that I'm in a period of my life, in a stage of my life where I am so young. Like, recognizing that and just becoming really aware of the fact that I have so much more life to live. And while having goals and aspirations and ambitions is so important and so fulfilling, like, it's not the end of the world if I don't meet them. You know what I mean? And so to say that is not to say that you shouldn't, create big goals for yourself and strive towards them, but just that in creating goals, you have to make sure that there's a sustainable path for you to get there, and it's not, completely ditching your old self to get to the new version of you, because regardless of how badly you want it, everything takes time. And, nothing is ever an overnight change, and you don't want to create a goal that then creates unsustainable habits for yourself, because then what? By June, you're burnt out and you're like, oh, I'm never going to accomplish what I set my mind to, and I fell victim to that last year. I think I set really lofty goals without any plan on how to reach them. I was just like, well, I'm just going to figure it out while I go. Like, okay, that's crazy. And I think that for this year, I'm really trying to create goals that are sustainable, but that are also like not realistic, so to speak, but that are just like going to actually benefit me, like, and are not going to run me ragged in the pursuit of them. And like goals that not only like align with who I am as a person and what I want for my future life and my future self, but also that like align with the reality of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I am currently working 40 hours a week at my job and then doing probably another 40 hours of schoolwork on top of trying to do this for fun, trying to read for fun, trying to have a life and have friends and whatever else. Like, it's not realistic to be like, I'm going to work out 2 hours every day. Like, let's be so for real. Let's be so for real. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't set yourself up for failure at the beginning of the year. Like, yes, have a big goal, dream ginormously, but it's also like, let's be so for real about like how far you can get and the steps that it's going to take you to get there. Like, let's make realistic, actionable baby steps so that you can actually accomplish your goals. You know what I mean? So, and then on top of that, not only should we be dreaming big, not only should we be making, plans to reach all of our ambitions, but like, let's make goofy goals. Like, when did it get so serious? Because it's literally never been that serious a day in my life. Like, why can't one of my goals be to like try more pastries? Like, I've only ever had regular croissants, a chocolate croissant, and an almond croissant. And there are so many other types of croissants. Like, why can't one of my goals be to try a new croissant everywhere I go? Okay, and I want to dress funkier this year. That's why I'm wearing a Care Bears t-shirt, a Care Bears long sleeve. Thank you, Plato's Closet, for, this amazing find. I'm also, like, in dressing more funky, like, I'm also trying to dress more stupid. Like, I'm literally buying the stupidest t-shirts. I wore a t-shirt today that said, apparently I have an attitude. Okay. Like, I also have another t-shirt that says, I do my own stunt work. Like, no, obviously, like, that's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it brings me so much joy. And, like, why can't that be one of my goals? Like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, people have goals to do, I don't know, silly things. Like, do a handstand every day. Okay, why not? Like, you know what I mean? I just don't understand why everything has to be so serious all of the time. Like, we already do so much work. And especially in our culture and our society is, like, constant self-improvement, which, good in moderation, right? But it's like every time you turn on the phone or the TV or just like have conversation with people, look at a newspaper, it's like the world is ending. Everything sucks. Everyone's in a fight. And by the way, you're not doing enough. You're going to die. You're not going to have Social Security, a house, or anything nice in your life ever. Ding. That's my smile. Like an orbit smile. Like, what? What? Like, what? Like, that's so dumb. Like, we were not put on this earth to do, like, to just be so pissed off all the time and be getting in fights and being, like, just literally pissed off 24/7. Like, not only are you pissed off, but you're also addicted to the phone that's pissing you off. You know what I mean? Like, go be a little whimsical. Like, turn off the phone and go do a cartwheel. Like, why not? You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that we tend to take ourselves so serious, and it's just like, and for what? And especially those of you who are my age or younger, like, hello, you're basically 12 and a half. Like, God willing, you have so much life ahead of you. Like, God forbid you wear a stupid t-shirt in public. Like, God forbid you go to the trampoline park as an 18-year-old, as a 24-year-old, as a 35-year-old, and go jump around for an hour instead of, like, going to dinner, because that's what adults do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's, like, get a grip or lose the grip, because it's, like, you are on this earth for such a finite amount of time, and you're telling me that you want to spend it being pissed off? Like, please, there's no need, and you literally only exist once. Only once in this body, in this life, in the exact set of circumstances that you have. And you're telling me that you don't want to be a little goofy? You don't want to laugh a little bit more? You don't want just like a little bit more joy? You don't want to spend a tiny bit more time outside? Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? You're telling me you'd rather stare at a screen all day instead of going out and being silly, goofy, dancing with your friends. I don't know about that one, brother. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Like, bring back whimsy, bring back goofy, bring back being weird, and bring back being earnest, bro. Like, I am so tired of everybody putting on a front and, like, acting like we all have to be cool and, like, these glamorous influencer, everybody wants to be me vibe. Like, no, I want to be weird. That's my resolution for 2025. My resolution is to be weirder, for real. Like, and the people in my life, thankfully, I have such amazing friends because I have literally put them through the ringer with me being a nut job, but like, they match the energy. And so it's like, you're either going to match the energy or you're going to bounce. And to be honest, those of us over here matching the energy are having a fantastic time, not missing those of you who are not. You know what I mean? Like, so if you get anything from this, and I think I'll end it here. We'll keep the first one short and sweet. Be goofy, be whimsical, be a little funky, be weird, be corny. You know what I mean? Like, stop taking yourself so serious, because you are only alive. You're only this young. No matter what your age is, you are literally only this young for 1 year of life. You only have so many minutes on this earth, and you cannot convince me that it's worth spending that time being angry, being addicted to your phone, setting yourself up for failure, burning out, being, in a terrible mindset when you have the ability and the opportunity and the capacity to make your life just a little bit better every single day. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Why not make life just a little bit better? Why not try? So with that, that's the first installment of Tell Me Everything. I hope you guys come back for the next one. And yeah, I love you. God loves you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.